What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild challenge here on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. In today's video, we're going to be doing another worst to first challenge, but in this one, we're going to be choosing the worst team in the league for 3 straight seasons, rebuilding them in one off season, and then hopefully getting them a championship. So that might sound a little confusing, and don't get me wrong, I was a little bit confused by it when I first saw the comment. The way we're going to do this one is we're actually going to go ahead, we're going to user every single team. We're then going to let the CPU draft an entire fantasy team for me. Then we're going to sim one season, and then the video will start there. Whatever team does have the worst record, we will do an off-season rebuild with them, and then we're going to go ahead, hopefully make them contenders in that one off-season. Then we just follow that same process. We'll sim obviously just one season with them at that point. Then we will take over the next worst team, and so on. This is actually a challenge I think I did it just a couple years ago. I know I didn't do it last summer, but it's one that I definitely did, and it's one that I actually think I was successful at. So this is not an easy challenge. We're obviously taking 3 really bad teams and hopefully turning them into championship contenders in just one off season. So without further ado, man, of course, if you guys are new around here, could subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it, and comment any other video ideas you guys do have down below. Yeah, I'm actually recording 2 videos in a row right now, and then that is going to be the last that you ever see of this setup. So kiss it goodbye. I'm officially moving into my new place, and I could not be more excited for the future here with you guys. So I'll shut the hell up at this point. Let's hop into it. All right, so we are officially here. We are just about to kick off the fantasy draft. We have every single team selected. CPU is going to draft all the teams for me. Then we're just going to sim. We're not going to make any adjustments to any team. We're going to still control all 30 teams, and whichever one obviously ends up with the worst record will be the team that we kind of kick off this rebuild with. So we have them all. Let's sim the entire draft with all of these teams, and I will see you guys probably at the end of the first season. All right, so we are here at the end of the first season. Obviously, this one really doesn't count or really matter for everything. The Sixers here, who I was technically on, I guess, were the 8 seed here in the East, so we're not going to be controlling them. But yeah, we're just going to go through this, kind of see what team ended up being the worst, and that's basically the way this one's going to go. So let's take a look at the official standings, see what team we're going to be controlling. The Magic go 21-61. I would imagine that's pretty hard to beat. And yeah, they're going to be our team. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to, just sim the rest of the playoffs. I'm going to take control of solely the Magic. Oh shit, this is going to take forever. I'll see you guys when we're done. If anybody was wondering, the Bulls won the NBA Finals. They were led by Karl Anthony Towns. He won the Finals MVP award. So we just went ahead. I went ahead and deselected every single other team. We now just have the Orlando Magic here, and this is their squad. Devin Booker, that's a really good young piece for us to kind of lead off this rebuild with. Pascal Siakam, all-star, super solid player, NBA champion. John Wall, that's where it gets a little bit tough, along with kind of the rest of this team. That's maybe not too hot. So we definitely are going to have some options. I obviously turned off previously traded picks, so we are going to hopefully go ahead, have a really high draft pick. I mean, we should hypothetically have the first. I mean, obviously I know the top 3 teams, or the bottom 3 teams rather, I'll have all the same projected odds at that pick, but I'd like to maybe get a little lucky today. Also, the good thing about this is I can obviously go ahead and kind of just drain every single asset that these teams have, because I'm only going ahead and using them for one season. Then I switch on to a different team. So I'm not really too worried about it today. As you can see, we are projected to obviously have, hopefully, the #1 overall pick, and we end up falling to 5. Because why wouldn't we? I mean, it's just... yeah. All right, #5 overall pick. I'm going to go ahead. Jamal Mosley just doesn't really have good ratings, and I'm sure a lot of you probably agree with that. Yeah, I mean, who is Adrian Beasley? You know, he's not a guy I've ever signed. Maybe I'll go ahead and save Stafford for a different team. We're going to sign Adrian Beasley. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have absolutely never heard of this man before, but welcome to Orlando. You're going to be our new head coach for, just a season. #5 overall pick. I obviously do have some options on what I want to do with it. I'm thinking kind of the way to go with this is I'm probably not going to be drafting a lot of guys. And I say that because obviously these teams are all going to have really high draft picks, but I also only have one season with them. I don't really have time to sit here and develop rookies. So I'm probably going to be including this #5 overall pick in a trade. If I'm being honest with you, I only have 2 comfortable starters here with Booker and Siakam. So let's hop into some trades. There's hopefully going to be a lot of them. I think DeJounte Murray would complement Devin Booker in a backcourt really well. We're going to offer them Patrick Williams and Usman Garuba for DeJounte Murray. Obviously, probably not going to go through. I'd love to sit here and develop Patty Williams. I think he's potentially going to have a breakout season this year in real life. But we're going to go ahead and probably try to get rid of him just because I don't have that time. So I would like to maybe not give up the #5 overall pick. I think we can wait. I hate to say a bigger trade, but I think there's a bigger player, maybe even a better player out there I could can maybe get for that pick. So we'll offer our unprotected first next year. Obviously, we really don't care about it. How about one in 2025 as well? And how about I throw you the number 1 overall pick in round 2? You interested in that? And maybe one more second? Does not get it done. I know I can get this deal to go through. I'm just going to have to give up one more pick probably. And they still won't do it. You want Moutier? Holy hell, that was a lot for DeJounte Murray. Given he's on a really good contract and he's obviously a really good basketball player, but my lord, that was, I don't want to say an overpay because it definitely wasn't, but that's a lot. We are definitely not done making trades, though. We're going to offer the Atlanta Hawks Franz Wagner and Matisse Thybulle for RJ Barrett. He's a guy that's obviously still on his rookie contract. Here in this game, it's obviously not updated to his big fat extension he got in real life. What was it, 4 years, $120 million? Good deal for the Knicks, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm going to try to get him here. I didn't think that was going to go through. I probably am going to have to give up the number 5 overall pick, which I'm still honestly... oh, shit. Well, I stand corrected. We do not have to give up the number 5 overall pick. And honestly, I'm kind of happy that we didn't have to do that. And I say that because we kind of only have 5 guys here, and 4 of which I'm obviously not going to trade. So I know I just gave a whole speech about us probably trading all these picks and stuff like that, but I'm going to probably draft somebody here. Unless I see an offer for Luke Kennard, the number 5 overall pick, for a guy I really believe can contribute. Obviously, it would probably have to be a power forward or center. I'd love Tyrese Maxey. Which really doesn't fit this team. So it would either have to be a power forward or center. Do I really want Keldon Johnson? Not particularly. I think I'd rather keep whoever we do draft at 5 and then Luke Kennard off the bench because we also don't have a bench at this point. Could maybe go Clint Capella. Actually had a really good season there in Sacramento. I'm a little hesitant. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am definitely a little bit hesitant. I think it probably does depend. Here's what we're going to do. It depends who's available for us here on the board at number 5. It depends what the top 4 is. This is the 2022 draft class. Nope, I do not want to see those. Ben Carroll, Shaden Sharp, Holmgren, Jabari Smith Jr. So the big 3 of this draft class is already gone. A little bit unfortunate, but it also kind of makes me want to go ahead and maybe trade for somebody. We probably don't have much cap space is what I'm thinking because we have 2 max contracts here. And then these 3 combined are probably making a max, if not more. So we definitely don't have much cap space. We are probably just going to have to go ahead, maybe throw Kennard up with that number 5 overall draft pick. And see, I saw Christian Wood there. Obviously, I was considering taking the offer here. Also for Clint Capella, who just had a really good year. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to trade for Clint Capella. We also do acquire a first-round pick. And I think that's a pick that maybe we could draft somebody that could come off the bench here. I mean, it's probably not the best, pick in the world. Ochai Agbaji is here. Mark Williams, Jake LaRavia. I think Ochai Agbaji is going to be my pick. Welcome to Orlando. He's now the 6th man on this team. And, yeah, we definitely have some more. Oh, wow, John Wall picked it up his player option. Shocker there. Pritchard and Dean Wade both come back as well. Tyler Cook, no thank you. Josh Okogie, no thank you. All right, so John Wall is a guy I'm definitely going to be trading. He's just going to continue to regress. He is actually surprisingly 83, but Pritchard's more than serviceable enough to back up DeJounte Murray. So, yeah, let's see what sort of offers we get here for John Wall. I would definitely... Whoa. Now, this, I think, would be a really good start. I'm actually surprised John Wall has 3.5 stars in trade value. I would have to give up Ochai Agbaji, though. Unless I see another deal that has 2 players that I think could be really valuable off the bench for us, I think I'm going to kind of take that deal. This could be one that also could be beneficial, Grant and Collins. I'm also still giving up Ochai Agbaji. I also am a little hesitant, not hesitant, but maybe don't need to do that Desmond Bane deal just because I do have Devin Booker as my starting shooting guard. Oh, if this was like a multi-year rebuild with this team, I'm 100% taking this, but... I don't need a backup point guard, so Reggie Jackson wouldn't really do me much good here. So, you know what? I'm going to take Jeremy Grant and Zach Collins. It's probably not the best deal in the world, and yeah, I kind of agree with that, but it's the deal we're going to make. And yeah, we officially have our new backup center, and then we also have a new backup power forward. So I'm obviously going to move Pascal Siakam to the power forward spot, and we definitely have more trades to make. We are signing Hassan Whiteside to a 1-year deal. In rebuilds like this, I got to get all sorts of cheesy, and we're going to include him in a trade with Dean Wade for a backup small forward, and then we're going to go ahead and run a 9-man rotation with Booker not having a backup. So I'm very happy with kind of the moves we made so far. I think we kind of set this team up to be really good this year. Pat Connaughton, beautiful shooter off the bench, really good bench piece there. And I'm excited. I think this team's in a spot to hopefully be a 1 seed. We made a lot of good additions to this squad. That's it. We're basically out of assets. We're out of everything we want to trade, out of cap space. So this is it. This is the team we're going with. Hopefully we're going to be a 1 seed. I'll see you guys at the start of year 1 here in Orlando. It is our one and only season here with the Orlando Magic. I have set this rotation to the best of my abilities. It's a 9-man rotation. I think this team can hopefully go up, be a 1 seed, win a championship. I think that would be really cool, obviously that being the goal of today's video, and I really want to start out on a hot note. So it's DeJounte Murray, Devin Booker, RJ Barrett, Pascal Siakam, and Clint Capella. Our bench unit, Jeremy Grant as a 6-man. Typically, I don't go big man as 6-man, but when we have a player as good as Jeremy Grant, it makes the most sense to do it this way. Followed by Peyton Pritchard, Pat Connaughton, and Zach Collins. So 2 really good shooters here with Pritchard and Connaughton. Really dominant player here in Jeremy Grant off the bench, and I'm excited to see what this team can do. I will see you guys at the end of our time here in Orlando. Our one and only regular season here in Orlando was a very good one, as we are the 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference, also number 1 in the power rankings, and honestly, I love seeing my main man JT here getting an MVP award. Hopefully something that's coming in real life very soon. I do not like seeing him in Oklahoma City Thunder jersey. Chet Holmgren wins Rookie of the Year. He's in Detroit. Yusuf Nurkic, 6th Man of the Year. In Minnesota, Giannis wins D-Point. Naz Reid, Most Improved. Adrian Beasley's. We go 64-18 for our hopeful worst to first squad here in Orlando. I know that I've obviously already gone worst to first record-wise, but the championship is kind of part of the challenge today, and I think it kind of adds another element of making it a little bit harder than just going worst to first. Devin Booker, RJ Barrett, our 2 leading scorers, followed by Siakam, Jeremy Grant off the bench, DeJounte Murray, Clint Capella, Peyton Pritchard, Pat Connaughton, Zach Collins, Josh Okogie, and he accepted his qualifying offer, actually. Funny enough. So, we're the 1 seed. Let's see what we got here in round 1 after simming the play-in. Going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jamal Murray, Karis LeVert, Sadiq Bey, KD, Thomas Bryant, Cole Anthony. Well, He's been swept in the first round before by my Boston Celtics. Let's see if our Orlando Magic here can do it. We're up 3-1 in the first round. We do win in 5. Moving on to the New York Knicks with Brickleberry, Simmons, Lonnie Walker, Kawhi Leonard, John Collins, and James Wiseman. Melo also in New York. What number is that? What is Carmelo Anthony doing wearing number 42? Oh, what are we doing here? That's insane. They definitely do have the best player in the series with Kawhi Leonard. I think we have a better team, though, if that makes sense. And we win in 6. Now we got the Indiana Pacers here. It's Halliburton, Jalen Green, very good backcourt. Oh, I didn't even see Giannis. Shit. Well, it's the 3rd series in a row where we don't have the best player. It definitely makes me a little bit nervous. Oh, I'm definitely a little scared. We're up 3-2, and we win. We won in 6 games, and we are now here in the NBA Finals. We got the OKC Thunder, who have Tatum and Cade, but, like, other than that, this team doesn't really move me too much. I say that, we're probably going to watch. We're going to lose, aren't we? Oh, man. Like, am I crazy for thinking that Pacers team was better than this, this Thunder team right here? Oh, we lose in 6. You know what? It hurts seeing my favorite player in the league ball out against me and kind of end all my hopes and dreams, but it's not the perfect start we were looking for, but it's a pretty good start. We do need to check on the standings right now to see who was the worst team in the league and see who we're going to be taking over. 30-52 for the Heat, and it was 29-53 for the Pelicans. So New Orleans Pelicans, here we come. Before we do get into the offseason, let's take a look at this Pelicans roster, see what we got to. Oh boy. All right, so DeMar, Tingus Pingus, Kuminga, the cum bucket, who's actually really, really good in this game. D'Lo, Suggs, Jabari Smith Jr., who I'm assuming they probably just drafted. Yeah, they drafted him 4th overall. Really good building block for us there. So there's definitely some things we have. There's a lot of depth on this team, and hopefully a really high draft pick coming up because, yeah, this team was not so good. Let's hit the draft lottery, see if we get lucky maybe. We obviously didn't get lucky with the Magic. Hopefully we get lucky here with the Pelicans and we fall to 5 again. You really can't make this stuff up, man. It's honestly kind of comical. Willie Green, another just bad rated coach in this game. I'm going to take Stauffer here because I think this is a team that could potentially use him. So that number 5 overall pick, we definitely have some options with it. A lot of our guys do appear to kind of be free agents or have team player options. So we're a little bit loose potentially on some of the options we have right now, but we're still going to make a trade or two. This is going to be our first move that we do make. It's going to be coming with the Boston Celtics. DeMar DeRozan, that number 5 overall pick in a future unprotected first in 2027 for Jared Allen and Chris Paul. Obviously getting 2 really good players back. Allen's going to be the guy who's going to be our starting center. I know we have Kristaps Porzingis. I like Jared Allen's contract a lot. I also think he's probably a better player than Kristaps Porzingis. So he's going to be hopefully our defensive monster at that center spot. We take back CP3. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, you traded DeMar just because he's going to regress because he's old. And, well, he's not even that old. But according to 2K, he's really old and regresses. And you just traded for Chris Paul. I'm probably going to be trading Chris Paul as well. Obviously, Jared Allen was the focal point of that deal. Let's find our next trade. And we find a significant upgrade at the starting shooting guard spot, acquiring Zach LaVine here from the Utah Jazz for CP3 and Gary Payton II. I'm happy to have Zach LaVine here. Probably going to be close to, if not the best player on this team moving forward. So we not hopefully, but I believe we don't have any other draft picks. We do have a second round pick. All right, I'll draft somebody. Maybe at a minimum, I can throw them in a trade, and we can just see who's available for us here. Like Harrison Ingram, Amari, you know what? I'll just take Harrison Ingram. I'm not even going to really stress about that. At a minimum, they'll probably be in a trade. If not, they're going to go ahead and he'll just ride the... Wait, what? All right. Okay, does that work? All right, cool. What in the world? Tingus Pingus declines. Kuminga, Suggs, Kisper, and Aaron Wiggins are all going to come back. I'm not just going to let Kristaps Porzingis go, obviously. Claxton, I want to get that qualifying offer out too. Nick Richards can get it, but we're kind of set at the depth of the center spot, especially if we do bring back Claxton. So, yeah. Oh, my God. That's a lot of free agents. I got to definitely pay Kristaps Porzingis. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be a sign and trade. I'm going to probably do the same thing here with D'Angelo Russell. I think we can get a better point guard. Then O'Shea Brissett could either come back as a depth piece or we could just move him. Other than that, I'm kind of thinking like, there's definitely some talent here. Like, I feel like that's maybe flying under the radar a little bit, like how deep this team kind of was. I'm going to bring back Claxton. It will be his first qualifying offer. And then Windler, I'll wait on. Dennis Smith Jr. I can just bring all these guys back and then trade them. I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point. So Nick Richards and Windler, I'll probably give real offers too if I'm going to bring them back. So we definitely do have a lot of options at this point. I'm just going to pay these guys and then I can trade them. I mean, why not? I mean, 1 year with this team, I don't really have to worry about the repercussions from years down the line. So, all right, let's get into how this roster is looking right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not think D'Angelo Russell can be the starting point guard on this team to be our championship hopeful winner. Levine's obviously more than good enough. The small forward spot's also a weakness for us. I think I'm going to probably either start Kuminga at the small forward spot or maybe trade him for an upgrade. Obviously, he's not making a ton of money, which is a little bit unfortunate. But Kristaps Porzingis could also be in that trade or some sort of trade. So we got some moves to make. Let's start firing these off. A significant upgrade at the small forward spot would definitely be Brandon Ingram. I'm going to go ahead and try to trade Kristaps Porzingis for him. They want Kuminga for Kevin Huerter. I think the route I'm going to probably go is I'm not just going to obviously just give them Kuminga. I mean, he plays really well in this game. But I almost feel like I'm at a point where I kind of have to choose between him or Jabari Smith Jr. I could just have both of them like they did last year. I just think I kind of got to pick. And so I know I just went ahead and did re-sign O'Shea Brissett as well. I just don't know. Here's the thing. Is one of these guys good enough to currently be the starting power forward on a potential championship team? And I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to try to throw O'Shea Brissett in this trade instead. They don't want to do that. I still do have some picks I can move as well. And a lot of players in this team, a lot of depth. So do you want, like, Nick Richards? They can't afford that. Actually, they probably really can't afford anybody because I'm paying a lot of guys a lot of money. I'm not going to give up Aaron Wiggins here. You want Harrison Ingram? That's fine by me. All right, Brandon Ingram's obviously a huge upgrade at that small forward spot. Aaron Wiggins did make me a little nervous. I'm very comfortable with LaVine and Suggs, which means we can move on from Kispert and Windler as well. And I still need to find an upgrade at the point guard spot. I think that's probably where I'm going to combine one of these two guys with D'Lo to get that, sure upgrade. We're going to offer all of this over to the Phoenix Suns in order to get Lonzo Ball. And they take it. I'm still so indecisive here on what I want to do with power forwards that honestly, I think I'm just going to keep them both. I'm going to have Kuminga start just because I know how well he progresses in this game. Jabari Smith Jr. had a really good first season as well. So it's tough because I can definitely make a case for both of these guys, and I'm going to decide to just keep both of them, I think. So we have our center and power forward depth and starting spots all figured out. I'm very comfortable with Ingram and Wiggins as well. LaVine and Suggs is fine. Lonzo, Dennis Smith Jr., not so much. I think I could try to get an upgrade there potentially. Let's be honest, Dennis Smith Jr. is probably not the answer. So him, 2 first-round picks. Give me some sort of point guard that is hopefully a clear-cut upgrade to Anthony Melton. Beautiful. Welcome to New Orleans. This team is looking a lot better than it did when I first got it, and I'll see you guys at the start of the first season for us here in New Orleans. We built a really good and really deep team for us here in New Orleans, and I really think this team is hopefully on the road to winning a championship. I mean, we got a little bit unlucky in that first one with the Magic. I honestly think this team is better. They're definitely deeper, and I'm really excited to see how this season plays out here for us. So it's Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine as our backcourt. We basically have the Bulls backcourt. We have Brandon Ingram here, Jonathan Kuminga, and then Jared Allen. The bench is also super good as well, which I think is really going to give us an advantage when we do come to the playoffs. Jalen Suggs, 84 overall. Believe it or not, the game actually wanted me to start him over Zach LaVine. It says they want him to play less minutes, but the game actually, in the 2K auto-generated system, wanted Suggs to start. I'm obviously not doing that, but it's just kind of funny to see how this game works sometimes. But he will be our sixth man, followed by Jabari Smith Jr., D'Anthony Melton, Claxton, and then Aaron Wiggins. I could have maybe started Jabari Smith Jr. I just know how well Jonathan Kuminga plays, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do know that as well. So we're in a really good spot right now. I would imagine this team is easily a 1 seed. I'll see you guys at the end of our one and only season here in New Orleans. It is over for us here in New Orleans, at least regular season-wise. 1 seed here in the West, also 1 in the power rankings. Hey, we had that same thing last year with the Magic. It obviously didn't turn into a championship. We hope to change that a little bit here in New Orleans. One of the 2K's big 3 in the Hype Beast department wins an MVP award. It's LaMelo Ball. Henderson actually went number 1 overall. They took him over Victor. Interesting move, but he does win Rookie of the Year. Yusuf Nurkic, second straight 6th Man of the Year. Giannis, second straight Depoy. LaMelo also wins Most Improved. Has an MVP ever won Most Improved in a season? We went 71-11. Holy fuck. All right, I guess the depth on this team definitely helped us out a little bit. We're 15 games up on the Houston Rockets. Also, I will check right now which team we're going to be using next year. 26-56 for the Brooklyn Nets and 27-55 for the Lakers. We're not going to obviously take a look at their team yet because we still have to worry about this. But the Brooklyn Nets going to be our next team. LaVine leads us in scoring, followed by Kuminga. Again, I'm sure a lot of you guys do know this. He's just an absolute monster here. Ingram, Jared Allen, Lonzo Ball, Jabari Smith Jr., Jalen Suggs, D'Anthony Melton, Aaron Wiggins, and Nick Claxton. Rebounds per game was Jared Allen. Assists, we were led by Mr. Lonzo Ball. All right, we got the Phoenix Suns. D'Lo, Jaden Ivey, Oubre, Scotty Barnes, Anthony Davis. They have Victor Wembanyama coming off the bench. I mean, I get it. It's like I just don't really see a way to play all 3 of those guys, but like that's kind of tough having like a generational prospect come off the bench. Anthony Davis was, I don't know if I think he would be considered generational when he was in college at Kentucky. I mean, he was just unbelievable. He obviously lived up to those expectations, but he was insane. Oh, God. It's basically Zion and the Funky Bunch. I mean, I don't really know what to do with a team like this because they shouldn't scare me, but they do. Just because Zion. We are up 3-0 here, though, and we sweep them. But, like, the fact that team, like, even remotely scared me says something about 2K. The Oklahoma City Thunder, who we actually lost to with the Magic last year in the NBA Finals. Caden Tatum kind of carrying this group of players, and it's a very good group. Appears to be a very deep group as well. I want to beat them. I don't want the Thunder to be my downfall throughout this video. I want to win some. Oh, my God. You win 71 games, you think you could at least get to the finals. All right, don't blow this. We come back from being down 3-1, and the Detroit Pistons stand in our way. And this team is, am I crazy for saying, like, they don't scare me that much? Like, they're good, but, like, I think we're better, and I think we're, like, a lot better at this point. We're up 3-1. Don't blow this, please. Yes, we win a championship here in our season with the New Orleans Pelicans. Jared Allen does go on to win Finals MVP. It feels really good because we at least accomplished it once. I mean, obviously, I wanted to do it every single year. But getting that first one out of the way feels really, really good. Let's head into our offseason now with the Brooklyn Nets. So I have pretty low expectations for what this Nets roster is looking like. Obviously, they were just the worst team in the league, so I got some work to do. We actually traded them Kristaps Porzingis for Brandon Ingram. They also have 33-year-old Damian Lillard, who appears to be a free agent. Cam Johnson's their third best player. That really doesn't make me feel too good. Much like the Pelicans, though, it appears there is a lot of depth here. So I think that is something we definitely have going for us. We are going to go ahead and... draft lottery. I don't know why I thought staff signing was before it. I'm all over the place today. And hopefully we do have a number 1 overall pick. I've dropped to 5 twice now, so do we get lucky? No, well, we do stay in the top 3 at number 3, so I can live with that. Obviously, this pick might end up being traded, but it's kind of the way we got to work with things here today. Quinn Snyder actually has some good ratings. He's not the worst coach that's, ever been in the league. Obviously, him and the Jazz kind of parted ways. I don't think he's the best coach, though. I think I'd prefer to have Ty Lue. I really would. We're going to sign Tyronn Lue. Very good head coach, in my opinion. We're now going to head up to the draft with that number 3 overall pick. We also have number 30. We sent that, I believe it was actually, in that Brandon Ingram trade. And then we do have the number 1 overall pick in round number 2. So it looks like Turquavion Smith was their first round draft pick last year at number 8. Definitely a guy that I could see maybe coming off the bench. But other than that, I don't really see a big role for him. I don't love this Aaron Gordon contract. Hell, I really don't love this Kristaps Porzingis contract either. So start getting into some trades here. So I really want Donovan Mitchell. I don't really know why, but I'm really feeling like he could be a really good player for us on this team. We're going to offer them Tingus Pingus and Kevin Huerter. If we kind of look at the guys on this team at the shooting guard spot, we have Shaedon Sharpe, who's going to have an option. We have Jalen Noel, who's entering free agency. We also have Turquavion Smith. So we don't really need Kevin Huerter, but I do kind of want Donovan Mitchell. I know how ironic that is when I'm training for a shooting guard, but I'm not going to offer that number 3 overall pick. I don't think we really need to. I believe we can hopefully kind of get this trade to go through. Without that, I'll give you my 2026 first round pick, and they agree to that. So Donovan Mitchell, officially a member here of the Brooklyn Nets, our new best player. I also have to make a decision on what I want to do with Damian Lillard, just strictly based off the fact that he is now 34. He's going to continue to regress, and I'm a little bit nervous maybe going into a season with him. We still do have that 3rd overall pick, though, so I'm either going to find a trade with it right now, probably including Gordon and O'Shea Brissett, in that pick, or I'm just going to draft somebody and then maybe trade them. This is a very interesting move that we're about to make, and I really don't know what my goal with this trade is, but we're going to do it. And I think the reason we're going to do it is because I think it's going to offer us a lot of flexibility. I think there are some trades we could definitely make, including one of, if not both of these guys. And they're honestly both have been playing really well for their respective team. Simmons came off a year of almost 16, 7, and 9. Julius Randle came off a year of 17 and a half, 8, and 5. So both really good players, especially here, in the video right now. And I'm happy to have them here. So whether they play for us or I trade them immediately, whatever it ends up being, I'm very fine having them, and I'm very comfortable with that trade we just did make. So we're going to hit team player options. Dame actually declines his almost $49 million player option. I don't know if he's looking to do something like Chris Paul did when they signed, like it's a deal worth more money in the long run, just less per year. We'll see what ends up happening. Honestly, knowing 2K, he probably wants like $50 million a year for 4 years. What is that picture? I've never seen a picture like, it feels like Jalen Adams here picture is really close up to his head. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've only maybe even heard of Michael Mulder. I have no idea who Jalen Adams is, and we're not gonna give him a qualifying offer. We definitely don't have any money here in free agency, which is kind of unfortunate. We really don't get to be, we don't get to really sign a ton of guys today, which kind of does suck, but I kind of do understand it. It's kind of the way the teams were already kind of pre-built for us. So I'm going to obviously pay Dame. There's no way I'm just going to let him go. I'm going to do the same thing I've done kind of with all of these so far. I'm just going to pay these guys, and then we can figure out as we go. So we bring back all 3 of those guys right there. I'm still going to pay Montrezl Harrell. Here's Jalen Noel. We do not have any sort of rights on, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I'm going to pay Trez. I'm actually going to see, do I have rights on Jalen Noel? Because sometimes it doesn't always come up here, so I'm just going to double check Jalen Noel, and no, we can just straight up not afford him, so we have no sort of rights on him at all. That's fine, though. I mean, we could have maybe traded him anyways, but whatever it may be. So now decision time comes. Do I want to rock with Damian Lillard at the point guard spot? Maybe could play Ben Simmons at the small forward spot, go in with Randall, and then I'm kind of stuck at the power forward spot, or excuse me, at the center spot. I'm imagining one of these 2 guys will be traded in order for me to go ahead and get some sort of center because, yeah, the way this is looking right now, I can't go in a season with Montrezl Harrell as my starting center. James Wiseman's all the way up to an 84 overall. He's also coming off a really good season of 16 points, 8.5 boards, and I'd really like to have him here on this team as our starting center moving forward. So we're going to offer up Cam Johnson and DeLon Wright. Johnson obviously being the focal point of this trade. I'm very comfortable, maybe not very comfortable, but I've decided to start Julius Randle most likely. I think between the assets we have and the players that would be available, Randle's probably our best option. So CJ and DeLon Wright for James Wiseman. You guys feeling it? No, I didn't think so. We're slowly also kind of running out of first-round picks. I'd actually rather not give up the 2025 pick yet. Can I do 2026 Pelicans pick? And then how about one in 2027? And how about a second? Is that possible? I know I can also give technically a second here. I just got to do this. And no. All right, so I'm either going to have to... Oops, shit. Didn't mean to do that. What did I just take out? Shit. I'm going to probably have to give up this 2025 first-round pick, which is unprotected. And then along with that, I'm probably going to have to give up another first and then another first. Oh my God, that's a lot for one single player, but it's a player who's 23 years old and coming off a career season, and I'm really excited to have him here. So We moved Ben Simmons to the small forward spot. I'm sure you all probably saw that one coming. Chuki Smith's going to be backing up Damian Lillard, who I decided I'm going to roll with. Shaden Sharp will be coming off the bench. Harrison Ingram is 6'8", so I maybe could just have him back up Simmons. And honestly, it's probably my best bet at this point. Him, 6'8", he's really, really tall. So he'll be the backup here to Ben Simmons. And I need a backup power forward at this point. And hopefully this team is kind of good enough, because other than that, I am basically out of options. So let's see. We don't have any bird rights on anybody else, do we? No. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign TJ McConnell on a minimum contract, and then we're going to go ahead. I wish I got Jalen Noel back. It would have been really nice to have him here, just either as a trade asset or a bench piece, whatever it ended up being. Our final first and our final second, I need a power forward. And all I'm getting offered is just picks. And honestly, it's because he's on a very minimum contract here. I'll just get in some more 2K cheese. I'll just sign whoever is the next highest free agent. Second time I've signed Hassan Whiteside just to trade him, but I can live with it. All right, let's now find a trade here for Hassan Whiteside, TJ McConnell, and our one remaining first-round pick, Grady Dick. Good name. Not going to be the guy we're looking for. Walker Kessler. Jake LaRavia has barely played for the Thunder. Aaron Wiggins. I'm not going to trade for a player that was on a team that I rebuilt. Bronny James will be fun. Patrick Baldwin Jr. We'll take Jake LaRavia. Welcome to the team here in Brooklyn, and this is the squad we're going to be entering the final season with. Probably not my best team, but it's still a really good team. It is officially time for our final season of this rebuild. We're here in year one with the Brooklyn Nets, and it's an interesting looking team. It's definitely not the best team I've had so far, but it's still a really good squad, and I'm excited to see how things do play out. It's Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons, Julius Randle, and James Wiseman. Interesting starting five. Shaden Sharp's actually up to an 84 overall. That trade value is probably pretty up, but he's kind of the one reliable bench player I'd say I have. Montrezl Harrell, solid backup big man. Jake LaRavia, Harrison Ingram, and Chuki Smith. So three really young players here in our 8th, 9th, and 10th man spots. This is it, man. We've obviously won one championship. We've had 2 1 seeds. I'm hoping this can be our 3rd 1 seed and our 2nd championship. Let's see if that happens at the end of the 3rd and final year. It is the 2nd straight MVP award for LaMelo Ball. We are on our 3rd team, and this is the 3rd straight year of us being a 1 seed. So things that are currently making me nervous are we have to face the Magic, who we rebuilt in the first season, obviously, or potentially face the Magic. The Thunder, who actually beat the Magic in the first year's finals, and then the Pelicans that I just rebuilt. So there's some things out there that make this not a certainty, but it's a really good start being the 1 seed here in the East. LaMelo MVP, Xavier Booker Rookie of the Year, Cole Anthony 6th man, Giannis 3rd straight DPOY, Adrian Griffin Jr. most improved, Ty Lue 63-19 here. That's a really good record for a team that maybe is not 63 wins in my opinion, but a really good team nonetheless. Let's just look at hypothetically who we would have been rebuilding, probably the Bulls, in next season. Oh, wow, that wouldn't have been horrible. I mean, DeMar seriously regressed. I'm happy I traded him, but my God. All right, let's take a look at the numbers here. Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, really solid at age 34. Not too bad. James Wiseman continues to be a monster. I'm very happy that I made that trade, even I gave up a lot. Julius Randle, Shaden Sharp, Simmons, Montrezl Harrell, Jake LaRavia, Harrison Ingram, Chuki Smith. I'm probably butchering that name. I'm dog shit with names. You all know that. All right, back in the Eastern Conference here for the first time since our year 1 with the Magic. It's DJ Wagner, James Bouknight, Moody. Yeah, there's just absolutely no shot we're losing to that team. I was waiting for a Giannis or somebody to be a Kevin Durant, and they just weren't. We sweep the Miami Heat, moving on to the Celtics, who do have Devin Booker and Siakam. Oh, wow. Actually, we had him in Orlando, right? So maybe the Magic aren't as good. Actually, they're not even in the playoffs, so they must have really fallen. Wait, were the Magic that bad? Because, I feel like I did a pretty good, 39 and 43. What happened? Yeah, that's still a good team. I don't know if that's not a playoff team. We went in 5 there, moving on to the Milwaukee Bucks with Fultz, Adrian Griffin Jr., Jimmy Buckets, Sean Stewart, Bobby Portis Jr. It looks so weird seeing Jimmy just in a Bucks jersey. I'm just so used to him in a Heat jersey at this point, and I know he's been in Philadelphia and Chicago and Minnesota. It just looks so weird to seeing him in a Bucks jersey, just in a different uniform besides the Miami Heat. We are up 2-1 here. We are 2-2 here in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're going to a Game 7. Winner takes on the Houston Rockets. And we win. Taking on the Houston Rockets, we almost had to face the Pelicans, the team I beat, but the Houston Rockets, holy shit. I see Ant and I see LaMelo. These are 2 guys, when you do fantasy drafts, I know I've said this before, always end up on the same team, and as you can see, it tends to work out. I'm not exactly sure what pick, requires that, but I can't even imagine, because it's a snake draft. It's like any sort of fantasy football draft. You have the first pick in the first round, then you have the last pick in the second round. So, maybe like a middle pick at like 15, 16, something like that. We're up 3-2 here. If we end up winning, I'll happily get some gameplay with this team. I didn't think this was our best team by far. I would actually maybe even put them third on the list, maybe second. But obviously, I think that Pelicans team was definitely first. But we'll get a little bit of gameplay. We're up 8. Let's see if we can not blow this. We are up 8 against one of 2K's demigods here, as you can see him on the screen right there, Mr. LaMelo Ball, a very good basketball player and a guy I'm very afraid of here in this game. He cuts the lead down to 7 with 2:52 left to go. We definitely need to play some decent 2K today. So, because this wasn't like any team-specific, their rebuild, this was a fantasy draft, we can kind of just shoot the shit. That's what I kind of like doing with you guys sometimes here in these gameplays. Obviously, I still need to kind of focus on being good, just based on the score of this game. But that being said, let's just shoot the shit for a little bit. What do I want to talk about right now? This is where I wish it was like a live stream so I can kind of talk to you guys for a little while. There's honestly not much going on with me right now. We're obviously, I'm excited to move. I know a lot of you guys know that I will be moving into my first apartment. By the time you guys are seeing this, you're seeing this on Wednesday, so it'll actually be tomorrow at this point. It's a very exciting thing, but it's something I'm definitely a little nervous about. I'm actually living with 2 of my buddies that I lived with my senior year of college, and great guys, great roommates, and really excited, looking forward to living with them. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be a whole new background for us. I have some new tech as well that I'm excited to use here. I got some screen holders for my monitors, and I'm getting a mic arm eventually for my microphone, and eventually I'm going to upgrade my PC as a whole, along with the camera, just because I know my camera quality is shit. So, oh shit, LaMelo. We'll get into all that eventually. It's not going to be anytime soon, I would imagine. Obviously, apartments are expensive and stuff like that. But yeah, in terms of content, we don't have a ton of rebuilds left here in 2K22. I'm very excited for 2K23. I'm excited for the Jordan challenge. I know you guys, what am I doing? I put out a poll on Twitter when that was leaked, and I asked if you guys wanted to see it, and a lot of you guys said yes. I'll probably be doing that, and I am really excited to do that, kind of rewrite history with those other modes as well. And I think we can get into all sorts of fun content. So finally looks like 2K is getting a W and doing something that the people actually want to see. Which I think is really good. And obviously this is not maybe the mode they care about the most, but it's one that a lot of people do play. It's definitely probably not the most, oh shit, that was fucking horrible. It's definitely not the most popular mode in 2K, but it's one that, I think a lot of people enjoy, because a lot of people obviously enjoy like the customization of my NBA, and I think it's one that's going to be here for a while if it continues doing well for 2K. Obviously they don't make any money off the mode or anything like that, but oh shit, it looks like it looks like James Wiseman fouled out, so Montrezl Harrell has been in. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what else 2K23 has to offer. Along with that, I think we're going to eventually maybe start live streaming some other games besides 2K's. Well, we'll live stream some 2K definitely, but I'm excited to maybe live stream some other games as well, and maybe do some play-alongs with you guys on a live stream or something like that. We'll see what that ends up being. I might eventually maybe play a little Warzone or something like that. I used to play Warzone a lot more than I currently do. But yeah, whatever you guys really want to see, let me know. I do play some other games besides 2K when I do have time. But yeah, anything you guys want to see if you made it to this point in the video, I really do appreciate it. We're up 7 here with under a minute to go, so I'm going to hopefully kind of close them out here on a couple final possessions of the finals. Oh, wow, that sucks. Why does it look like Melo's moving like way too fast? Like it almost looks like it's like they're like cheating, like his speed's at like 123 or something. I don't know why, just kind of getting that vibe right now. Right into... If I somehow blow this, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. Dude, he's a demigod. He's a legitimate demigod, and it's a 2-point game, just like that. Holy shit, I didn't mean to do that. I am literally on the verge of blowing this very, very hard, and I'd rather not do that. So can I just get a pick here? I don't really trust a pick and roll with Montrezl Harrell here, and like I don't really want him being my center right now, but I really don't have any better options. Dame's going to go up, get fouled. All right. I got to hit some free throws right here with Dame. 2 free throws would obviously kind of seal it and be really good to get. First free throw's up, and it is good. I also believe I saw that they're taking away, like, obviously it flashes green if you get a perfect release. Why is Jake LaRavia entering the game? Who the fuck authorized that? That wasn't me. That's a crazy way to kind of end this. I'm going to put in a defensive lineup, whatever that may be. Let's see what 2K wants it to be. Oh, it actually includes Jake LaRavia. It actually takes out not Donovan Mitchell. It actually takes out Damian Lillard. He has a 77 defense as well. I'm going to leave Dame in. It's the same rating, and Dame's obviously a much better player, even though he's a little bit older. So let's see if we can lock it down here. We're up 4 with just under 20 seconds to go. They're obviously going to kick it to LaMelo. We got a pretty good block animation on that. Big board there, and they get that one to go. All right, I want to shoot free throws probably with Donovan Mitchell or Dame. It doesn't really matter to me. Holy fuck, I thought he ran out of bounds, but there was the foul animation continuing. I was like, I did not do that. First free throw for Donovan Mitchell, up and good, making it a 3-point game once again. And, yeah, they're out of timeout, so they kind of got to go with it at this point. Second free throw, good. That's huge. What I was saying is I think they're taking away, like, the green, like, flash that happens, and I think they're waiting until after the basket actually goes in. I think that's because, like, a lot of, like, the pro players or whatever they're called actually end up, like, kind of cherry picking when that happens, I think. I don't know. Yeah, that's our second straight championship. I'll see you guys in the finals MVP. We ended up going 2 out of 3 in this challenge. It really felt like it should have been 3 out of 3. Donovan Mitchell, our first trade actually with the Brooklyn Nets, does win the finals MVP for us. So it sucks we started off by not getting a championship. We then went 2 straight. And yeah, this was a really fun one. I actually really enjoyed making this video. So this is one that I haven't done in a while, so I was happy to kind of bring it back. And yeah, I know that I have a lot of old rebuilds that I've done over the years that I just haven't been able to remember. And I'd be happy to maybe do them before 2K23 drops. So if you guys remember any of them, if there's anything you really want to see, let me know down below in the comment section. Of course, if you guys have not yet, could subscribe to the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. As yeah, we are slowly approaching 2K23, and I'm really looking forward to it. That pretty much wraps this one up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.